Next thing in the manual it's talking about is the mounting of the remote control and the battery. Well, I'm not mounting the remote controls just yet, that'll come later, and I'm certainly not putting the battery in place. And then it's on about how to set up the controls for the gear change and the correct setting and alignment of the steering, which is stuff I will do later. Next thing is to put the wheels together and then mount them, so we actually then look like we've got a rolling truck. And then the body kit, which we may or may not get to tonight. We won't get to tonight. I think what we'll do tonight is we will probably do the wheels and mount the wheels, and that's possibly about it. Oh, it's doubles, yes. So 6 tyres. Now these are not split rims, but they, oh yeah, there's two tyres with the rims joined together. So these are the rear rims, and now I want the front rims as well. Where's the front rims? There they are. And they're the front rims. So first thing I am going to do is I'm going to put the tyres on. And then we seal them with some Cyan-Acrylate adhesive, or super glue as some people know it as. So this is a pair, yeah. Doesn't matter which way around they go, they just basically push in and seat, and we do this, seat them on this side here. So seating them's easy. There we go. Just kind of like the way you put wheel tyres on. Some people with these will put things like lead shot, or whatever the equivalent is these days, because they don't use lead shot for fishing anymore, but heavy shot in there. Generally speaking, it goes in loose. It adds weight to the tyres, adds traction basically. I don't tend to run the trucks on loose on soil or anything like that, so I don't bother. Plus I don't like the sound of shot running around inside the tyres. You can also get like a lead tape as well, which you can sort of put inside if you want it to. Now then, that's one set. They will actually go together, so they'll get bolted together in a minute or so. He says, I'm fairly sure that they will actually pin together. See if I can get them. That's it. There we go. So they actually actively lock together, and so they're fairly close coupled like that. So that's one pair. I'm going to put the glue on them in a minute. So I'm just going to put the tyres on first. So we'll just do the two sets that I've got here. Don't want to get them confused. I can't really get them confused, can I, looking at that, so I can put those on at the same time. There we go. Real tyres, just in miniature. You can actually get tyres that you blow up with air. They're expensive, and I don't. But you can actually get them. You can get quite a lot of stuff like that for the trucks. Some people do get extremely quite realistic. You can get proper air suspension for the models as well, so that they have real working airbags, not simulated ones. So because you can get like airbags with a spring inside, so they look like airbags for the suspension, but they're actually just springs. But you can actually get real air suspension, real airbags for the trucks, and then of course you need a compressor. Hello Wolfie, how you doing? I've not seen you for a while. I mean, I know it's because I've been working away, so I've not been around for a couple of weeks, 2.5 weeks, something like that, nearly 3 weeks. But how are you doing? I've sort of got some news. I am expecting this week to book, with a bit of luck, I'm expecting this week to be able to book a glassworking course. So I'll be able to see whether I like doing the stuff or not. Been waiting for that for at least 2 years now. Actually been in an email conversation with a place where they will effectively do a bespoke training for me to let me try lots of things. Now then, pull these apart because I've got to now glue them. I don't suppose technically I have to glue them, but it's a relatively good idea. So thin cyanacrylate adhesive, and effectively what you do is you put it into the gap here. He says you need to put a little bit in, and it's sort of sugar. It's capillary reaction, and it zooms around inside the rim. And the idea is not to get it on your fingers. Which of course is what I just did. You finally have vision and sound. Why do you finally have vision and sound? That sounds like... was it something at your end or something at my end? I finally got back from being away in a different place last week, and I'd come on Friday. I was back early enough to stream on Friday, and I thought, and as I started up the PC at about 4:30, 5 o'clock. It said, oh, an update's needed. And I was silly enough to go, okay, go ahead and do it. Think it'd be a short one. 2.5 hours later, it just finished. So I couldn't stream. But then it messed all my sound up. All the sound was gone. All the configurations, as usual, lost. It was a real pain. Yours was at Twitch end. Your end with Twitch. Okay. Your end, but more Twitch. Yeah, well, I'm glad that you. That's gone. That's done what it's supposed to do, which is gone more or less all the way around. I'm glad you can hear me anyway. I hate doing this job. I always get glue all over my fingers. So how's the gaming going? You joined any more clans or anything? Okay. At this point, I am trying to work out of the games that I know what HOI stands for. So I will admit defeat and say I don't know. What does HOI stand for? Glad to hear you're being successful. Hearth of Iron. You're communist, okay. I won't. Also, I won't put it against you. This can turn out to be a real messy job if you get the glue sort of coming out and going all over the tyres and everything, or all over your fingers for that matter. As opposed to the other way around, yeah. 80%, 83% in 3 years. Okay. It's not a game I know anything about, so is it one of these turn-based strategy type games like Civilization? Yeah, well, that's the thing about those games, isn't it? It's you know, you don't have to play as the as history. You can play the different sides and see. You know, you play the what if game. What if they had done X, Y, or Z, and you can try out the ideas and see if they'd have done something better. They could have done. You know, could have come out on top. Yeah, and you could be working. Could have been working in a collective now. I thought I was getting the stuff all over me. It leaked out. Luckily that's the inside edge of the tyre, so yeah, I hate it being messy like that, but that's the inside edge, and that one I very nearly did exactly the same thing with. I'm now covered in acrylate adhesive. Well, apart from the fact I've just spent 2 and odd weeks working away, I've not been playing any games at all. When I go away, I only take the works laptop, and not allowed to play games on those. I can watch Twitch and things though, because they don't mind us doing that. Okay, that's the tyres mounted. I'm sure there's some sort of solvent you can use to get rid of this stuff off my fingers, but I hate the stuff. Well, I like the glue, but I hate it getting it on my fingers because it doesn't come off that easily. You end up scratching it off, and you end up making yourself fingers sore if you're not careful. So now I need 6 BB4 screws. BA, BC, BB.